Every time we spend money, we make a statement about what we value. There's no clearer or more direct indication. George Leonard. Hello everybody and welcome to another video from developedmind.org, and in this video I'm going to be telling you why what you spend money on is who you are. Now, let me ask you right before this video starts, what's the last thing that you bought? Really think about this. Think about what's the last thing that you spent money on. Now, your purchases, they determine your values. You know, do you value clothes? Do you value food? Do you value books? Do you value video games? Do you value health? Do you value travel? You know, what you spend money on is who you are and what you value. And now, some people, they might hear me say that and they might get a little bit put off and they might think, oh, well, you know, you're being shallow. How can you say that about somebody? What you spend money on isn't who you are. But I'm telling you right now, what you spend money on is literally exactly who you are as a person. Let me explain why. If you didn't want it, then why would you have bought it? If it wasn't a part of you, if it wasn't something that meant something to you, then why wouldn't you have bought it? For an example, I don't buy basketball shoes because I don't particularly like playing basketball. I'm not a big basketball player. I'm not into basketball shoes. That's not a part of me. That's not where my values lie. I don't buy alcohol. One of the biggest reasons is because not just because I don't like it, but because I'm a Muslim, so you're not supposed to drink alcohol. So my values don't lie with alcohol. I don't buy a lot of clothes. I'm not saying I don't like clothes, that's why I buy them occasionally, but just my values, those aren't my top values. I don't think that I need to always be looking my greatest. I don't buy jewelry, you know, I don't really care about having an expensive watch or an expensive necklace, expensive rings. These just aren't a part of me. For some people they are, but for me they personally aren't. I don't buy car modifications, you know, I don't get speakers in my car. I don't get modifications to, I totally forget what it's called, the tailpipe, sorry. I don't get a spoiler on my car. That's just because those are things that I'm not into. And I don't buy video games anymore. That's just because that's not where my values lie. These are not things that I particularly am fond of. One of the reasons why I wanted to make this is because if you want to make a big change in your life, you need to be able to change where your values lie. And that's why it's important here to know that where you spend money is where your values lie. Because then, you know, it's kind of like a spectrum. You know, let's say your values are like a dot on a spectrum. So this wide spectrum of values, and here's your dot, so here's your values. And you can move that value around by spending money. So that just means that however you spend money is how you move it around the spectrum. So I'll go over my most recent purchases with you. Recently, I spent around a little bit over $100 on books. Now this was because some of the books were for book reviews, some of them were because I wanted to read them because I wanted to research for a book I was writing. That's where I want my values to be, so that's why I bought these books, is because that's where I'm trying to move them towards. I know that putting that money towards these books is moving my values towards becoming more knowledgeable. Another purchase that I made was I spent $250 on Amazon gift cards for my friends and my family. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to move my value towards being more selfless, towards being a better person. So that's why I was willing to spend that money, because I wanted to move my value on that spectrum towards becoming a better person. Another purchase that I made was actually this white backdrop. I have two reasons for buying that. One of them was because I want to start a photography business, and the other one is because I want to create, oh, sorry about that. A little bit of a burp right there. I bought this white backdrop because I want to create better content for all of you, the people watching these videos. An example of this is if you've been unfit all your life and you buy a gym membership, you can start moving your values from becoming unhealthy to becoming healthy. I can even say this for myself. I recently just bought a gym membership because I want to be more healthy. So I was willing to spend that money because I know that it will work out for me. I know that I'll be able to become more healthy by doing it. So I want to move my value on that spectrum to becoming more healthy, to becoming more fit, getting bigger. I'll go through a list of things that some people value that are determined by their purchases. You know, some people value junk food more than health, and because of that, their purchases determine that. They spend money on junk food. Some people care highly about the opinion of others, and because of that, they spend money in order to impress other people. Some people care about their cars, so they spend a lot of money to modify their cars because that's something that they value. You know, you could go and show me your bank records of the things that you spent money on, and I'll be able to tell you what kind of person that you are. Like if I see that you got a golf membership, I'll be able to know that you're a golfer. I'll be able to know that, you know, this person probably came from maybe a little bit more of an affluent background. Things like that are all just determined by your purchases, what you value. So remember to take this away with you, that if you're trying to change any value in your life, you must know that it all starts with the purchases that you make. There's no clear indication than the purchases you make. In fact, I'll actually read that quote again from the very start of the video. Every time we spend money, we make a statement about what we value. There's no clearer or more direct indication. George Leonard. My name is Neil from developedmind.org. Please check the description. I have a link to my book. I have a link to my Instagram. Please follow me, and I'll see you in the next one.